Good evening, everyone. Trey here. The last few nights we've been speaking about the model for well-being that looks at positive emotions, engagement, getting in the zone, positive relationships. And tonight we'll talk about the fourth component of this model, all being part of the Australia's National Health and Wellbeing Week. So if we think of meaning, what does it actually mean? So purpose and meaning in life is about feeling you have a sense of belonging or a part of serving and contributing towards something that is bigger than yourself. So something that you have that strong belief in that what you're contributing to is bigger than for your own personal well-being. That sense of creating that sense of belonging is also something that's a really positive thing. One of the people who's probably most well known for his contribution to the sense of meaning was the psychiatrist Viktor Frankl, who was imprisoned in the concentration camps of World War II, and he was in prison for over 4 years, and so certainly experienced a lot of hardship. But through that experience came up with a particular model, and it was all based around that sense of meaning, that people who have a strong why can endure almost anyhow. And so that sense of why was what helped him and those that survived, or what he saw, those who survived had a very strong meaning and sense of purpose to get through. One of the things he spoke about is that pursuing happiness as a means to an end, or as an object of its own, was not the greatest way to actually attain happiness, but that happiness really came about as a byproduct, or as he said, an unintended consequence of striving towards a goal that was greater than oneself. So something that, had that sense of strong drive, meaning and purpose, but it wasn't all about you. It was contributing to something far greater. And that's a pretty bit powerful thing coming from someone like Viktor Frankl, who endured such a tough experience. So what actually leads to a meaningful life? Well, I guess there's many different ways, because we can interpret meaning in many different ways. So what's meaningful for one person may not quite cut the mustard for someone else. So someone like Michael Phelps, the world's greatest Olympian, the most decorated and successful Olympian of all time to date, he had a driving purpose. He actually wanted to redefine the world of swimming. So for him, that gave him a sense of meaning. Now, for many people, that just wouldn't do it for them. But he was so passionate about it that I think he attained more than double the number of of medals than anyone else, and certainly far exceeded the number of gold medals anyone else has ever won. But for many people, the sporting side of things won't be it. Perhaps it's artistic pursuits, and people want to contribute in some way through their arts in some form. Others, they might get a sense of meaning through intellectual or scientific pursuits. Other people, it might be the close connections they have, either through their work in a volunteer capacity or through their family and friends. So we can pursue meaning and purpose in a range of different ways. For some people, it's some kind of cause or activism that really drives them. For some, it's creating some kind of political or social or environmental change, and that gives them that sense of purpose. But for whatever it is, there is a sense of it is something that we don't just stumble upon. We need to make that happen. And so sometimes that might mean exploring a range of different avenues throughout our lifestyle to find something that really gives us that driving purpose. People with a sense of purpose and meaning, they tend to experience a range of other things, whether it's a causal or just a correlational kind of relationship, is perhaps still in the process of being finalised. But either way, there is certainly strong relationships between that, having a sense of meaning and purpose, to things such as greater sense of self-esteem, self-worth, being able to buffer against a sense of hopelessness, which I guess Viktor Frankl certainly is testament to. It also has been found to help people recover more rapidly from illnesses, including rather severe ones such as brain trauma. It also helps in terms of giving us that edge to increase our pursuit of the goals that we set ourselves and striving towards attaining those. And we're more likely to persist in the face of difficulties when we have that strong sense of meaning. Just as Viktor Frankl said, if we've got a strong why, we can endure just about any how. So happiness is something that doesn't necessarily just happen. We do need to make it happen. And the same with meaning. Finding meaning in our lives doesn't just happen. We need to pursue it, and we might need to experiment and explore a range of different options until we find the one that really works for us. So I hope you found that useful, and I look forward to sharing with you tomorrow night the final component of our wellbeing model that I've been sharing as part of National Mental Health Week. Thanks very much, and look forward to speaking with you again. Good night.